Hey guys, my name is Janet. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you guys have not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. In this video, we're going to go over 6 tips to jumpstart your fitness journey. Well, jumpstart, whether you want to continue, these things are going to help you out regardless of where you are in your fitness journey. Now, before I start, it's extremely hard for me to talk about your fitness journey, whether it's weight loss, weight gain, whatever it is, without environmental factors and how much that affects everything that we do, our livelihood, the way that we eat, the things that we consume. And I'm talking about, like, what I'm saying is, it's very difficult for us to be or us to practice healthy lifestyles, healthy habits, when our environment is unhealthy to begin with. And I'm going to give you guys some examples. I mean, like, people being overworked, working over 40 hours, having side gigs, or single parents, whether it's mother or father, usually the mother that has multiple children, working maybe multiple jobs, not having any assistance. We're talking about food deserts, where there's a lot of people that don't have access to healthier foods around them. They have to drive too far. What if they don't have cars? What if their car doesn't take them far enough? There's so many environmental factors that limits so many people from making these changes. So it makes it harder. And that doesn't mean that it's impossible to do. Now, one of the things that I think that people don't talk about enough is how our mental health affects so much of our fitness health. What we feel inside, what we think about ourselves, the way that we talk to ourselves, the way that we cope with our emotions has a lot to do with how we treat ourselves. And it goes hand in hand. I know that I had a big struggle with depression, and when I was depressed, I didn't really care about treating myself well. I drank a lot, I smoked cigarettes, I just was living in a completely different lifestyle, and also having to heal those traumas like codependency and stuff like that helped me along the way throughout my fitness journey. But if I didn't attack those, if I did not really dig deep and try to heal the traumas and heal things that I had to heal from, it would have been very hard for me to have a healthy relationship with myself, which in turn have a healthy relationship with food, so on and so forth. Actually, a lot of people that use food to cope with their emotions, and there's just like there's people that use, drugs to cope with their emotions, or alcohol, or so on and so forth. Those are unhealthy ways to cope with it, and in turn, that makes everything a lot harder. So that's just a little introduction, and I'm going to get a little bit more further into that because it has a lot to do with yourself and your fitness journey and so on and so forth. So let's get to the first point. So number one, what you want to do is set a goal. Everyone has different goals, and they should be very personal to you. The last thing that you should be doing is look at your favorite fitness influencer or coach and say, I want to look like that. We are different, and you have to set a goal according to your body. The thing that I wanted to add to that is also to set a goal that's attainable. Let's say if you wanted to drop 100 pounds, which is a big amount, understand that it's going to take you time. So understand that these things take time, and you have to be patient with yourself, okay? So this brings me to my next point. Number 2, find a workout program. Find out how many days a week that you want to work out. Now, in my experience, whenever, let's say, I take on a new client, they're like, I want to go to the gym 5 days a week. Now, if you're not used to going to the gym at all, or let's say you haven't been to the gym in years, the last thing you want to do is commit to 5 days, which is kind of a reach. Do something that's actually feasible, that can work within your schedule. If you can't hire a trainer, download a program. There are so many different programs that you can download online. And if you find that program, now you can go to the gym and maybe just like scope it out. Don't even work out that first day. Go there and get familiar with the machines, so that you don't just walk around aimlessly. There's also a lot of programs that you could do at home, you know, thing that we've been going through for the past couple of years. We've already established that you can do your workouts at home, okay? Stop putting such harsh timelines on yourself. It is not fair for you to give yourself a few weeks. So that on the internet you see a lot of transformations on there, but I'm gonna tell you this. Fitness is not a one-size-fits-all. It can be the same weight, the same height, and still not produce the same result. So you have to focus on yourself and understand that one, weight loss takes time, a lot longer than you probably wanted to, and so does building muscle. So the good part about the first year that you're training, if you're consistent, you can build a whole lot of muscle in that first year, so you'll be at an advantage. Take advantage of that. This brings me to my next point. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. Before you even think about like weight loss, work on your fundamentals. And I mean getting quality sleep. If you guys did not know, if you do not have quality sleep, that actually makes your cortisol levels go up if you're stressed. And what happens if your cortisol levels go up? It's very difficult for you to actually lose some weight. So, like I said, working on those fundamentals, building healthy habits, making sure that you're drinking enough water. Create a solid routine throughout the day. Like when you wake up, like the one thing that I do is that as soon as I wake up, I actually make my bed. It kind of kicks off the day. Like I feel like I'm doing something productive at least, and it makes me feel a little bit better. It's all in the mind. Mastering your body means that you have to master your mind first. Like I said, try to build those healthy habits. Learn how to cope with your emotions in a positive way instead of a negative way, like leaning on certain things like codependent relationships, like alcohol, drugs, or even using food as a way to cope with your negative emotions. Life is always going to throw curveballs at us. It's never going to be a smooth sailing. So we have to learn how to ride the wave, guys. That's exactly how you got to do it. Like me, I have a lot of anxiety. So what do? I try to do things that'll limit that. So one of the things that I did was stop dating people that would create crazy anxieties for me. And I actually went through a lot of therapy for that, if you guys didn't know. I'll get to that another time. But for today, we're talking about our tips, okay? So we're gonna go on to the next one. Feed yourself healthy foods. It does not mean that you have to completely get rid of all the food that you love. Like, I'll still have pizza, I'll still have burgers, and French fries. Those are my absolute favorite. I just don't have them like all the time. I learned how to have a balance, but that actually took a while for me to do. So give yourself some grace when it comes to that. Instead of like healthy foods doesn't mean just salads, okay? Because I eat rice every day. I eat bread every day, okay? I probably eat cheese every day when I shouldn't, only because my stomach just doesn't really like it, okay? There's only 2 foods that you should stay away from. The ones you don't like, and I don't know, foods that are moldy. Really, everything else you can have. It's all about a balance, okay? Swap out your snacks. Have healthier snacks at your house. Do not restrict yourself from any food groups, okay? All of your macronutrients like protein, carbs, and fats, they're all important and you should be having them. You don't have to take out carbs out of your diet. It doesn't work that way. So if you're building muscle, what you should be doing is prioritizing your protein, making sure you get between 0.7 grams to 1 gram per pound, depending on how active you are. Food should be 80 to 85% whole foods and 50% whatever else. And I mean whatever else. If you want to eat chocolate, if you want to eat fries, or whatever the case is, remember it's all about balance. So stop restricting yourself so much. You don't have to do that. That causes yo-yo dieting, and we don't got time for that. Carbs do not make you gain weight. The overconsumption of calories make you gain weight. All right, I'm gonna make another video on calories and how you should calculate them, but for today we're just sticking to the basics. All right, it's all about portion control. Okay. Lastly but not least, take pictures. And I'm gonna tell you why. The scale sometimes is a freaking a-hole, and a lot of people equate their progression to the number on the scale, and that is a lie, okay? and I'm gonna break it down for you guys why that happens. When you are training your body, strength training, you're building muscle. Now, muscle can change the composition, the body composition in your body. So it doesn't convert fat to muscle. Those are two different tissues, all right? What's happening is that you can be burning fat, increasing your muscle in your body, and you can still weigh the same. Check this girl out. She's always not minding her business. So you can still weigh the same and actually look a whole lot smaller. Why? Because muscle is a lot more dense than fat is. So take pictures, progress pictures every week. Please do not weigh yourself every day because your weight can fluctuate. Every day, I can weigh a certain amount this morning, and by the time the night comes, it could be 5-pound difference. Why? Because water retention, because maybe I haven't pooped yet. So that pretty much sums up all of the fitness tips. Keep it simple. Remember that weight loss is a byproduct. So work on your fundamentals first, and everything else will kind of just like work itself out, guys. All right? Don't make it complicated. Don't overcomplicate yourself. We have other stresses in life that we have to think about. This should not be freaking one of them. All right? So if you guys have any questions or you're struggling with something that I can help you guys in and I can make another video about, let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I see you guys next time.